Okay, so like a good day. Anyway, this is the first sketchbook my father bought me back when I was about 15. And I don't even know if this company's still around, Bienfang Paper Company. They may or may not still exist. I don't think so. So anyway, here's drawings that I did as a teenager. This is a panther leopard taking a drink. I don't know where I copied that from. This is a life drawing I did of my little brother. And this is a lady that was in the first art class that I had. It was at the Recreation Center. And the lady was standing up on, probably up on the table maybe, or just in front of the class. And so I did a drawing. As you can see, it's way out of proportion and everything else. This is copied from a magazine, probably Ebony magazine. This is somebody in class modeling for us. Notice how it's all contour drawings, and you don't see any inside framework, skeletal, stick figure, nothing. It's just all contour. Very sketchy lines all around the edges, because that's all I knew how to do, was just draw the contours. This is somebody else from class. Looks like I did a correction of his arm there, which if I had done a stick figure inside, I would have gotten that right the first time. But anyway, this is how I first started to draw when I was younger. Everything was contour. That was a 5-minute drawing. And the other one was 10 minutes. This is another lady in class. And that's a 10-minute drawing. This is another lady in class. Another 10-minute drawing. Another life drawing, probably 5 or 10 minutes. This person is actually laying down. This picture goes this way. Someone else in class. Probably a 5-minute sketch. This is the teacher. I've forgotten his last name, but his first name was Tom. Notice there's no background. There's nothing. It's just empty space, figure floating. I continued that bad habit on into my old age. There's someone else in class. All these are 5 or 10-minute sketches. I had wondered a long time ago, I wonder why the teacher didn't teach us other things. And part of the reason is because he was the tennis pro at the center. So this is book number 2. And here I brought in a book of painting. So this is copied from a painting, I think by Peter Paul Rubens. I think. This is a panel from another Peter Paul Rubens painting. This is copied from Jack Kirby's comic, Captain America. I think this is the splash page. I just copied it as best I could. There's Spider-Man Swinging by John Romita. I copied that as best I could. This is American Gothic by Grant Wood. And I added this and the peace sign. There's a Porsche 917, my favorite car. Hello, kitty. I don't know why I did this on the back of the page, but this is another Jack Kirby copy, Calabac, from the New Gods comics. Skip a page. And The Leapfrog is one of Daredevil's enemies by Gene Colan. Jack Kirby drawing Here Comes the Incredible Hulk. And all I had of this was a little tiny picture, probably this big, in the comic. Because this used to be a t-shirt. And decided I should try my hand at drawing Betty and Veronica. Probably originally by Dan DeCarlo. And more Betty and Veronica. Again by Dan DeCarlo. So that was sketchbook number 2. This is number 3. Life drawing, I think that is my mother fixing my sister's hair. And this might be my sister laying down, laying on the couch. This is my try with charcoal, gray and black charcoal. Again, using gray and black charcoal. Drawing of my dad. And this is a piece of glassware and a Hummel statue that my mother had. They were supposedly collectible statues. And then there's a drawing I did of a house across the street on Johnson Street. And the next thing is a landscape of Cliveden Park, which you can't see, and that's probably from the Saturday morning class I took. And there's 2 people drawing in the Saturday morning class. And there's a guy drawing. He took a trip to the park near the school where the class was. This is a family friend, Marshall. I did a drawing of him sitting on our couch. So this is probably 1973. There's a girl in class posing out in the woods. And then we get into drawings that I did on my own. Probably the Incredible Hulk there. This was probably 1974, trying to draw superheroes. Here's my superhero, Oblivion. Drawing I did of Captain America. That was number 3, and this is drawing number 4. And this company's still around, Strathmore. They don't make this particular sketchbook anymore. This is me trying to draw Conan the Barbarian. I was probably 16 or 17. And this is class assignments from freshman year of art school. So this is 1974. So there's a lot of copied stuff. Like this is copied from a magazine of kids playing in a playground. This is copied from a magazine, just kids coming towards camera. Notice again, there's no skeletal stick figures, it's just contour drawings. This is me illustrating a Cheech and Chong routine. Over the Freddie Prinze. This is from a photograph, 2 guys standing on the corner. This is trying out charcoal. Figuring out measurements for a piece of wood sculpture. Not sure what all this scribbling is about. So these were my first sketchbooks. This is a copy from a Marvel comic cover. I've forgotten who did the original drawing. This is trying to do Neil Adams. This is my intent to draw like Neil Adams. I think I copied that one, but I made up these two, maybe. Can't remember now. That's trying to do a Captain America drawing. Green Lantern. That's trying to do Batman punching a guy. Don't know who superhero this was. Probably someone I made up. So those were my sketchbooks from a long time ago. And I know some animators have shown what they've drawn over the years, so I thought I'd show what I drew over the years when I was first starting out. I think at the time when my dad gave me this sketchbook, I didn't know that you could get paper bound up by wire or glue to make a sketchbook. I don't think I knew that. But it was started me on a never-ending quest of finding the right paper and the right pen and pencil to write on it. And now there's 4 boxes of sketchbooks. Not as many as my buddies, but I did a lot in my time. So anyway, you guys keep drawing and keep having fun, and we'll see you next time.